So I am filming right now. If you guys could just give me your names.
Karen.
And your last name, please.
Windsor.
Karen Windsor.
Jennifer Windsor. Grandma Ensian.
Sorry?
Marie Ensian.
Marie Ensian. And do I have your permission to use your image on camera for the purposes of this documentary?
Yes.
Great. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Well, I pulled over the idea back at our last meet and greet, and we finally decided, okay, well, let's do it Invasion Week. Crap, we don't have anything together. Dollar Tree and Walmart for the win. You could get your feet off the tray, silly. What? No, I don't want one, thank you. Those are for you. Yes, you didn't want your oatmeal this morning.
We have a letter here in triplicate that is going to be sent to the Anne Arundel County Food Bank, who is receiving our generous donation, as well as a copy of it to the fair staff and another one just for the fair staff themselves. We need everybody who's an officer to sign on the main letter page, and everybody who is not an officer to sign on the white paper next to it. There are 2 pens, there are 3 copies. Sign all 3, please. Finally, anybody who forgot to bring food with them or didn't know about it in time and wants to contribute, if you give me cash donations, I will take them back to the table with me when I return, and that will be accepted and turned in with the food. Any questions? Okay, please sign. And
I don't know. I don't know whether I am or not. I gotta find out if I am.
Hello, the man, please.
Please help. She's helping us out.
So what? No, I mean you're not part of the wenches.
Well, he's part of me being
Well,
a wench, I suppose.
I'm beginning to wonder if
my
I'm not part of the
wenching on
wenches.
How did you hear about the wenches to come join the wench slide tonight?
I was minding my own business while he was in the privy, actually, and when a Flo came over and she so graciously asked me to join up and join going down the slide, which sounded like lots of fun, being a little wench in my heart. So, yes.
Did you know Flo before this?
No, I did not.
She just randomly came up to you?
Absolutely, yes. Yes. She said we needed a good Scottish woman to join up with the wenches, so kindly oblige.
And had you heard about the wenches before this?
I had heard of the Wenches Guild as well, yes.
What did you heard about them?
Just other fairs, how much fun they are, and how much they enjoy going around and accosting men. Sounds like a great thing to be a part of, so I'm happy to
I think it's a grand thing to be part
He quite
of.
enjoyed it. He quite enjoyed it.
What other, this isn't the only fair you've been to?
No. We go to many fairs. We've been to Michigan and Maryland and Ohio, Pennsylvania, Georgia,
Kansas City,
Kansas City, Scarborough. Yes.
And are you based out of Maryland, or where are you based out of?
No, we actually live up in north of Toronto in Canada.
Oh wow, so you travel a lot.
We do, yes.
Just for, what is it about Ren fairs that makes you want to travel so much?
You know,
15th century England.
it's a wonderful way for people to have adults, and children, of course, and families. It's a great, fun way to spend a weekend. You feel like you're back in time. You can learn a lot at really good fairs where it's history-based. I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful way to learn about history and learn about how times were then without all the nastiness of the plagues and the smells and all. But it's really a lot of fun, and we really enjoy doing it.
What is it about the Maryland Fair that makes it worth traveling from Toronto to get here?
It's a great fair, I think.
Size, quality of entertainment.
Yeah, there's some great entertainment
The
here.
entertainment is
People
great.
are wonderful. The price is right. Compared to some other fairs, it's very affordable. I think it's just a great fun fair. It's nearby to us as well, so it helps.
And now you've decided to join the Wenches Guild.
I have. Absolutely. So, why? Because I think it's a lot of fun. I want to be able to go and kiss men besides my husband and get away with it.
Rogues Guild, here I come.
Absolutely. I think it sounds like lots of fun.
And now, how was your first? Your wench slide was the first wench experience. How was that?
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. Have the king at the bottom and to catch you. What better can you do? And a bouncing fast wax slide as well. It was a lot of fun.
And do you think you're going to take part in other wenching activities?
I'd love to. I'd love to, absolutely. Much to my poor husband's chagrin, I'm sure. No, I would love to. I think it's wonderful. It's a great way to interact with other people who are in the sort of a sisterhood. So it's great.
Sing a song, do something.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
EFG, HIJK, LMNOP.
So what's going on here?
This is a payback to all the people who have supported us over the years. And when Kate and I didn't have Lucretia, our daughter, we wanted to share with the children of the community something back. And so, we started doing the pony rides about 15 years ago. And it's grown and grown and grown. This year is a little small, actually, by comparison. Usually we have about close to 100 kids out here, plus the adults. And it gets a little crazy, but yeah, like I said, this is just a thank you to them for all the support, and let them have a little bit of fun and experience the horses.
What do the kids say when these little kids that you have here get to ride on these giant chargers?
Well, most of them, when they go somewhere else, will look at a regular horse and go, well, it's like a dog, or, well, my Uncle Roy's got bigger horses, because everybody calls me Uncle Roy.
Why is that?
I'm the wild, crazy guy that everybody has always wanted as an uncle. We had a 60-year-old man interviewed about 30 years ago, and they asked him why. And he said exactly that. He says, well, he's the crazy guy that your parents always warned you about, because he goes out and does crazy stuff like this that your parents are always telling you not to do. Pick up a stick, get in a suit of armor, knock each other off a horse, What kind of a life is that? And then they see Uncle Roy, surviving it year after year, and they're going, yeah, this is cool.
So, you're this big, burly jouster man. What's it with the soft spot for the kids to do this for them?
Well, that's what it's all about. Without them, what have we got? We've got a legacy to, pursue and to help pass it on. The torch. I'm 59 this year, and I don't know how much longer I'll be able to continue to do this, but I'm going to do it as long as I can. We jokingly say, they have to pry the broken lance from my cold, dead fingers, for me to be able to stop.
So are you trying to get these kids into jousting?
Well, get them acclimated to horses. It's my belief is that all this stuff about giving kids Ritalin and ADA, HD, whatever, all the different abbreviations they have for problems are mostly because the kids have nothing to do. You put a kid on a farm for a year and you watch the attitude change and you watch how they get rid of the energy and they work. The major problem with kids today is that they're stuck in a school system that doesn't give them time to be kids. They have to do study, study, study. They have projects during off time, during Christmas, during holidays. They're given projects to do when it should be downtime for them to just kick back and be a kid.
And this gives them that time?
This gives them that time, allows them to get a little one-on-one with an animal and, get out there and have a different experience than, the automotive, fast TV land, video game world that they live in today. Everybody's got cell phones, they text while they drive. God knows they can't drive anymore without texting or without talking on a cell phone. And, the accident reports, reflect that a lot, instead of being focused on it. With a horse, you've got to be focused, because if something goes wrong, you've got to be ready to react. And it gives them a healthy respect for nature. And these big guys are gentle giants, but, something goes wrong, they got to be ready to be able to deal with it. One of the girls came in tonight and was standing behind one of the horses, just yakking away, not realizing that I had to stop her and say, hey, you better move back. If this horse decides to kick, your head's going to be like a melon. It's just going to get mushed. And she's like, oh my goodness. It's like, yeah, pay attention to your surroundings and be careful. Okay, Lou, why don't you go get something to drink? Ask Mommy.
She's getting it wrong.
Okay, come here. Come to Daddy. No?
Kids these days.
Yeah.
So what do the parents say about you guys doing this for their kids?
Oh, they enjoy it. You know, they love it. A lot of the parents have been afraid of horses since they were kids. Lou, go see Catherine. I'm in the middle of an interview and Lou is being disruptive here.
Oh, that's okay. She's
Okay.
cute.
Come on, let's step on it. I'll walk the. There you go. Step. There you go.
Okay, where were we?
So what do the parents say about you guys doing this for them?
Oh, the parents love it. A lot of them, you know, have been afraid of it, and after, you know, a few years of doing this, all of a sudden the parents were like, well, we'd like to do it too. It's like tonight, we're ready to take the horses home, but also the parents are like, well, don't we get to ride too? And so, you know, we threw them up on the horses too. John Lasher, he and his wife Brenda have their little girl out here, and he, 2 years ago, wouldn't even think of getting on a horse because he's deathly afraid. Jet background.
Yeah.
Welcome to the flight path of BWI.
Oh, there she goes.
That's Olivia. Yeah, John and Karen adopted her 2 years before we got Lou, and it was just, you know, it was heartbreaking for us because we almost didn't get to adopt because they told us we were too old. And we found a private adoption, and, you know, we're able to do that. And we were looking at, you know, the expense it cost because they went to China. Yeah, and at that time it was 30 grand. And it almost doubled by the time we were ready, and it was like, phew.
It's a lot. So what were you saying about John being petrified of horses? And
Oh, John Lasher was absolutely petrified of horses, but he knew he had the baby and he wanted to get over it so he could ride with her. And, you know, he's getting to where he can ride by himself now with the baby in his arms. And, you know, it's confidence building. That's the way my wife teaches back in Tennessee. They bring kids in from the city to learn to groom a horse, to, you know, take care of a horse, and actually get up on and ride, so that they build up confidence and, you know, take it into life with them.
For releases?
Oh, that's something that Lauren will handle. She has a lot of written releases that she will circulate.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure I give a release, that's all, because I know you guys got one for me at Fair.
Yeah, you
I
get
didn't
one.
know if that stood for here or not.
I think she'd like one for today if she
Makes
could get
sense.
one.
Yeah. Nothing like CYA, because there's some idiot out there that's going to complain.
You know.
Oops. Hitting the head by a microphone.
Sorry, I'll back up.
That's all right. All right, let that dry for a while and put some of these gears on it and make it look interesting without being painful. I have hundreds of pieces like this at home and tools that cut off the sharp edges, but I don't have any tools here to cut the sharp edges off. So.